Imagine a passenger airplane flying high above the clouds. Everything looks normal from the outside. The engines are running. The autopilot is working perfectly. The aircraft is following its planned route. But inside the cabin, something terrifying has already happened. The pilots are unconscious. The flight attendants are not responding. Most of the passengers are silent and motionless in their seats. And the airplane keeps flying. For hours. Completely on its own. Air traffic controllers are calling the aircraft again and again, but no one answers. Finally, fighter jets are sent to investigate. When the pilots of those fighter jets look inside the cockpit, they witness a shocking and chilling scene. A commercial airliner, flying through the sky, with almost everyone inside unconscious. This aircraft later became known as the Ghost Flight. This is the tragic and mysterious story of Helios Airways Flight 522 crash. A disaster caused not by weather, not by a terrorist attack, but by a tiny mistake that slowly turned an ordinary flight into a silent catastrophe. Today on Depthline TV, we will uncover the full story behind this haunting aviation disaster. What really happened inside the aircraft? Why did the pilots not understand the warning signs? And how did one small technical setting turn a modern jet into a flying ghost plane? Stay with us until the end, because the final moments of this flight are something that aviation experts still talk about today. As investigators later discovered, the tragedy began even before the aircraft left the ground. During routine maintenance the night before the flight, engineers had tested the cabin pressurization system. After completing the test, the system was accidentally left in manual mode instead of automatic mode. Normally, the pressurization system automatically adjusts the air pressure inside the cabin as the aircraft climbs to higher altitudes. But on this day, it didn't. As the aircraft climbed above 10,000 feet, the air inside the cabin slowly became thinner. At first, the pilots may have felt slightly dizzy or confused. This condition is known as hypoxia, where the brain does not receive enough oxygen. One of the most dangerous things about hypoxia is that people often do not realize it is happening. Instead of feeling alarmed, a person may feel relaxed or sleepy. This is why pilots receive special training to recognize hypoxia symptoms quickly. Unfortunately, in this case the warning alarm inside the cockpit sounded similar to another warning system. The pilots mistakenly believed it was a takeoff configuration warning. While they were trying to troubleshoot the wrong problem, the oxygen levels in the cockpit kept dropping. Within minutes, both pilots lost consciousness. But the aircraft's autopilot system continued flying the plane along its programmed route toward Athens. Meanwhile, in the passenger cabin, oxygen masks had automatically deployed. However, many passengers likely did not put them on properly, or they ran out of oxygen supply. Gradually, the entire aircraft became silent. An airplane full of people, drifting through the sky with no one fully conscious. When the aircraft entered Greek airspace, controllers became suspicious because the pilots were not responding to radio calls. Soon, Greek Air Force launched 2 fighter jets to intercept the aircraft. When the fighter pilots approached the aircraft, they could hardly believe what they saw. The co-pilot was slumped over the controls. Passengers were motionless. The cabin looked eerily quiet. But suddenly, something unexpected happened. A flight attendant named Andreas Prodromou, who had some pilot training, managed to reach the cockpit using a portable oxygen tank. He attempted to take control of the aircraft. The fighter jet pilots even saw him sitting in the captain's seat. But by that time the aircraft had already been flying for hours. The fuel was almost gone. Moments later, the engines began shutting down one by one. Without power, the aircraft started descending. Soon after, the plane crashed into hills near Grammatico. All 121 people on board lost their lives. The tragedy of Helios Flight 522 changed aviation safety procedures around the world. Today, pilots receive much more advanced training to recognize hypoxia and pressurization failures. Aircraft warning systems have also been improved to prevent similar confusion in the future. But the haunting image of a silent airplane flying through the sky, with everyone inside unconscious, will forever remain one of the most chilling moments in aviation history. And that is why this disaster is still remembered as the ghost flight. Thumbs up if you enjoy real aviation documentaries like this. Make sure to subscribe to Depthline TV, turn on the notification bell, and like and share this video. Follow us on Facebook and TikTok for more incredible aviation stories. Because the sky still holds many mysteries. And here on Depthline TV. Thank you.